This is a step-by-step tutorial of how to set up the RC light controller in your RC car. This is an example of how to solder your LEDs to your light controller. Solder the positives of the LEDs together and solder them to the positive pads on the light controller. You can do this in two parts, like in the example, front and rear. The negative wires of your LEDs are soldered to the individual 16 pads. Solder these in series. For example, your main two front lights on channel 0 and 1. Repeat this process for the rest of the lights. If you want to keep more channels available for other lights, you can choose to solder the main two front lights to one channel instead of using two. This is the online configuration tool to program your light controller. First, we need to set up the ESC mode of the RC car. In this case, we're going to use forward and reverse crawler mode. Next, we're going to set up the aux configuration, the switch you want to use to control your lights with. In this case, we're going to use momentary push button. Next, we're going to set up the LEDs in the LED configuration. First, clear the default setup. If we take our wiring diagram, we can see that the front lights are on channel 0 and 1. In this case, I want a low beam and a high beam. So for channel 0 and 1, I'm going to set 50% light in mode 1 and 100% light in mode 2. The left indicator is on channel 2 and the right indicator is on channel 3. So we're going to set up indicator 2 on right and indicator 3 on left. Remember, you can choose any brightness you like. The brake lights are on channel 4 and 5, so I'm going to assign them to the brake function. Also, I want the brake lights and the main front lights to go on together. So I'm going to assign them to switch 1 and 2 also. The two reversing lights are on channel 6 and 7, and so we assign them to the reverse function. And that's it. You've successfully set up your lights. Remember to make a backup of your configuration by clicking on the Save Config button. The next and final step is programming your light controller. Connect your light controller with USB-C with the programmer like shown. Go to Programming. Click on Connect and select your programmer. And click on Program. Wait for the programming to complete. Now you can go to Testing. Here you can simulate your RC car to see if everything works correctly.